ambiguity around those terms only leads to conflict and litigation on the back end. Dan, how about yourself? What do you see in this arena?
Yeah, that's a really interesting point of view, Scott, in that you would, I think, have a lot more visibility into the specific and the technical as it relates to the differences in fair market value in determining fair market value, certainly at any point in time, and coming in to circumstances where things haven't gone well, as you said, or haven't been clarified on the front end, and coming into situations that are that have become litigious. You talked about you mentioned you mentioned formula, yeah, and we are also not proponents of a formula driven value, and just generally, and we're not attorneys either, and but generally we are in favor of flexibility within to a certain extent within agreements that allow for real world changes in circumstances, and that formula driven approach certainly does not take into we think consideration of a lot of different things that can determine value, and we think someone who's got expertise in automotive, and as I think you mentioned, credited, and we're gonna spell that out exactly to the extent that we're able to on the front end, and we've seen some situations where if there is disagreement, then okay, let's talk about if there is a disagreement on the valuation between between parties, how is that going to be handled? Let's an example of that would be, well, sometimes there's an agreement to get another firm to perform valuation, and split, and if they're within a certain range of each other, split the difference, meet halfway, or we're going to get two firms, valuation firms, to pick a third firm. There's all kinds of different ways to approach that, but the point is we want to spell out exactly what's going to happen there, and not leave it up for grabs. So yeah, you bring up a lot of great points, Scott. It's interesting to hear your point of view, and certainly that formula driven approach we've seen lock people into circumstances that have not provided that that flexibility, if you will, on the way out when they need it.